Okay, I'm already heated. I can't even believe what I just watched. This is exactly what's wrong nowadays. Kids aren't even getting a chance to be kids anymore. They're being pushed to grow up way too fast. And honestly, it's infuriating. They deserve to live their childhood, not skip straight into adulthood. And all for the sake of what? Some TikTok content? Today we're breaking it down because enough is enough. Kids need to stay kids. Period. So the other day I came across this video where a little girl was getting ready for kindergarten. And I was expecting maybe for her to be using chapstick, maybe brush her hair, or do a cute hairstyle, something like that. But no, she was full on putting on makeup and her mother was allowing it. Now, I know there's such a thing as kids makeup that little girls play around with, and it's usually just like fake lipstick, some nail polishes, maybe some glitters or something like that, those little fake makeup kits. But no, this was full on regular makeup that she was using.
Heat to it. Let me just
Ma, how many pumps of blush should I do?
Don't do a lot. Don't get crazy.
How many pumps?
Just one.
One?
Yes, that's a lot of blush.
Okay.
Oh, you could do 3.
3? Try, Ma. Try to do 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Guys, 1, 2, 3. Mom,
You look so beautiful.
that actually looks kind of good.
I know it does,
For
actually.
real. Mom.
And at the beginning of the video, I noticed that she was using a beauty blender on her face. Now, it didn't show it, but I think maybe she was blending out actual foundation. So that means that her mother allowed her to use actual foundation on her 5-year-old face. This child has flawless skin. A 5-year-old has flawless skin. They do not need to be using foundation. But anyways, so the video starts off with her asking her mother how many pumps of blush she should use, and the mom tells her no more than 1. Don't do more than 1. That's a lot of blush. So then she gives her permission to do 3 pumps. So the little girl proceeds to put on her blush. Meanwhile, in the background, the mom looks like she's curling her hair, getting her ready for getting her hair nice and curled. And then the child proceeds to apply the blush, and then you can also see that she uses some sort of a brow gel product, what I'm guessing is like a brow gel product. And then towards the end, she uses mascara, and also she uses a sort of, I don't know if that was like a lip gloss. Anyways, the point is that this child is using actual makeup on her face, and it looks like she knew what she was doing too. So that's probably because she, it's part of her regular routine to be using adult makeup, to be using makeup products meant for adults or teenagers. Now, this does not sit right with me. There's just something about this that says, something in my gut says this is not right. Now, I know what some people may think, like, well, it's not your child, so why are you even putting in an opinion on it? But let me tell you that it's not my child, but I am still free to speak my mind on this, and I'm saying that it's just not right. Lately I've been seeing a lot on the internet, mostly like on TikTok, children are being turned into these mini influencers, or they're being put in front of a phone, in front of a camera, so that they can push these products to sell people on these products. This specific video was centered around her child, and she's using her child for content. I don't know if her whole page is centered around the child. I don't think so. But this specific video is, and I really don't, and I just think it's just not right. I don't think it's right. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is not a regular thing she does, but
It's right here, girl.
by the looks of it, I think this little girl routinely does her makeup, and her mom is in support of it. You can see in the comments, people are commenting stuff, and she claps back and stuff. And there's also surprisingly a lot of people in support of this. I honestly don't know why you would support this. Some people had to wait until they were at least 15 to start using makeup, or at least 13, a teenager, not a 5-year-old that's barely in kindergarten, not even in first grade. It's one thing to allow your child to do, cute hairstyles. There's nothing wrong with a cute hairstyle, getting curls in her hair, nothing wrong with that. Maybe even some chapstick, maybe even some lip gloss. But a full-blown makeup routine with, it looked like she was applying foundation. She used eyebrow gel. She used mascara. And I don't know what else she might have used in the video because we didn't see the beginning of the whole routine. But I just think people are just taking it to the extreme now. Children should be allowed to be children. They should not be pressured to grow up so fast. Like, it's almost like another example of this is when young kids, like, I don't know, maybe ages 10, 9, 8, 9, 10, they're doing these full-blown skincare routines with expensive products. Now, if the parents can afford the products for the kids, there's no harm in that. But these children are getting younger and younger and doing these makeup routines, doing these skincare routines. It's almost like they're turning into mini adult influencers. I don't really see kids being kids anymore. Usually they're being plastered in front of a camera and used for content. And most of the times, it's mothers that are behind content like this. Mothers are exposing their children to the internet, their young daughters, to be these little mini influencers because they know it's going to rack in the views. They know people like to watch that. Some people like it because it's a cute thing to watch, a cute little video of a kid getting ready, acting like an adult. And then there's also the dangers of people who are watching this for other motives. And we all know what other motives I'm talking about. That can be extremely dangerous. Now, everybody has the option to not expose their children to the internet like this. The risk does not outweigh the benefit. So parents, please, please, please take the danger into consideration. Yeah, you might get a cute video and some likes and some traffic on your page, but it's really not worth exposing your kids to the internet like this, especially when they're doing stuff that mimics a grown person. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I just think that children should be allowed to be innocent little kids. They shouldn't be pushed to be performative like this, especially not on the internet. I mean, in this child's mind, it's something innocent. She's just putting on makeup and, it seems harmless, but over time, this can have some sort of effect on the child's mental health. I mean, yeah, maybe it makes her happy in the short term. It's fun for her. She's putting on makeup and stuff, doing these routines that she probably watches a lot of on TikTok since it seems like she knows how to has a pretty good idea of how to apply the makeup. So I'm pretty sure she's consuming a lot of this content. Ultimately, the one that benefits from this is the mother. If this video or any other type of content that this mother or any other parent makes centered around their child and it generates them some sort of money, they're the ones benefiting from that money. It's almost like you're putting out a product and the product is the content and people are consuming that product. And it's not always good people out there, Everybody knows about the real sickos that are out there that love to consume this content. There's people that love to scroll on TikTok and these other social media sites in search of content like this, where children are doing something seemingly innocent. But in a disturbed person's mind, this could be exactly the type of content that they're looking for. And I don't know about you guys, but I would not expose my children to this. Especially not for $1. I know that there's some positive content out there, but we just never know when we put ourselves out on the internet. It's one thing if you're a full-grown adult and you want to put yourself out on the internet. That's your decision. You are a full-grown adult. But to expose your children on here, it's just simply not worth it. And don't get me wrong, guys. I'm not trying to shame the little girl for anything. I'm commenting on the mother, the full-grown adult here. She's the one responsible for putting that phone in front of the child, She is the one responsible for opening up that TikTok. She is the one responsible for hitting record. She is the one responsible for editing the video. She is the one responsible for captioning the video. She's the one responsible for hitting upload. And then the way the mother claps back on some of these comments, actually, in fact, let's get into some of these comments. Alright, so this comment says, "This is honestly sad." And then somebody else comments, "Teaching them they need makeup at a young age instead of teaching them natural beauty, so sad." And then somebody else responds, "It's actually cool." Cool how? She could be a makeup artist when she's older. Be so for real. Come on, guys. My goodness. Another one says, "It's one thing to play with makeup, and it's another to wear it in kindergarten. This is a complete violation of her developmental stage." And yes, I could say that as a child/adolescent psychologist. I agree. My first grader loves putting on makeup and nail polish and all the things, but I don't exploit her on TikTok doing it. And she doesn't do a full face for school. I mean, to each their own, and I love letting our kids express themselves, but I don't think letting a bunch of strangers gawk over them is appropriate. Exactly. It is not appropriate. There's just something not right about it. It just does not sit right. At least in my mind, it does not sit right. And this is coming from a mother, okay? So I'm not a childless person putting in their opinion here. No, this is coming from a mother with 10 years of experience in parenting, okay? So I think I have the right to put in my 2 cents on this. In one of these, somebody wrote, "When I was in kindergarten, I only dressed and talked about My Little Pony." And the creator here responds with, "Oh, that sounds so boring." Somebody else backs her up and says, "She's a girl, why not? I always wanted to use makeup her age. I don't blame her mom." And the mom responds, "Exactly. They are just upset they didn't get to." What the? Upset that somebody didn't get to wear makeup? No, they're not upset that they didn't get to wear makeup, lady. They're saying that they did not live that experience. They did not live through a full face makeup application when they were in kindergarten. In fact, they would dress up and play with My Little Ponies, which is way more age appropriate. Nobody, I can assure you that nobody is hating because they didn't get to wear makeup. Real makeup when they were in kindergarten. Nobody is hating on that. In fact, when I was in kindergarten, I didn't even think about real makeup. I didn't even know about real makeup. I had no idea what blush, eyeliner, mascara, anything like that was. I mean, I would see my mom apply it sometimes, but it wouldn't make me want to try it myself. I was too busy playing with dolls, playing with Barbies, making little mud pies in the dirt, going out and riding a bike, drawing, coloring, skipping around, jumping rope. You know, usual 5-year-old stuff. Not applying a full face of makeup in front of a phone so that my mother could post me on TikTok. Oh, man. But I don't know, guys. What do you think? Am I wrong in my point of view? Do you guys think this is appropriate for a 5-year-old? Is this something that you would allow your kids to do? I don't know. Let me know. Let me know you guys' input on this. I really want to know your thoughts. And don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. And I'll see you next time in the next video. Bye-bye.